I'm just looking at I'm like, the bowl, it's a
I
little,
know. One
it's
time,
supposed to
this was right
straight.
above my head last time.
Oh, yeah.
But you know
Did
what?
it look like unicorn horns? Because it kind of does.
Maybe.
They look like
But
unicorn
at least
horns.
it's bright.
I love
Like, I
it.
do like it. I like
It makes
pink.
us, does it make us look smart
We're
and
kind of
studious?
vibrant. Sometimes
Look
you
at
can
these.
tell, like, that it's not exactly like it'll be like a skew.
Yeah. It's like people that buy fake books, to decorate like,
We couldn't even buy fake books. We just bought
no,
like a
we're
picture of fake
fake
books.
books. That's how cheap, that's how much the economy is affecting us.
Shoestring budget we're talking about
Yes.
here.
Yes.
Sorry.
All right. So today we've talked a lot about things going on that might be more relevant during
During the
during the
holidays.
holiday seasons. Why don't you tell us what we're talking about
We're going to
today?
do addiction and the holidays.
Mm.
And we were just talking about how we will probably do a series, and jokingly, it will go on for like 32 episodes, which is addiction. Because we come from addiction.
Correct.
We
That
are
is my professional background.
right. So we professionally have been trained in addiction. We both have families who
We are personally trained in
in
addiction as well.
addiction. And we could have stopped counseling in addiction years ago, but have
Hmm.
decided, and preferably so, to remain counseling people in addiction. So, yeah, we could go on for, honestly, we could answer any question under the sun
That you have,
of
we'll
addiction.
answer it.
Mhm.
You have it, we got it.
We got it. We've been, or we've seen it, we've had it,
We
we've
heard
gone
it.
through it,
We got the
we've lived
t-shirts,
it, whatever you want. I feel like we are your
bumper
place for
sticker.
anything
I see
addiction.
a merch opportunity. No.
Seriously, we
Okay.
got you. We're going to just focus right now on the holidays because we're coming up.
Yes.
We just finished Thanksgiving. If you're tuning in, we are headed to Christmas holiday season. We're
Yes.
headed to New Year's. New Year's has never been my thing.
I'm not going. If
Me
it
about New
requires
Year's
anything beyond like an elastic waistband and socks and no makeup,
for the holidays, no
just
way.
you don't even need to ask me. I'm
No,
not
not go.
going.
But like New Year's is just all the things that I don't do well, right? I don't
Mhm.
stay up super, super late. I don't drink a lot. I collectively suck at all things New Year's Eve. So yeah, I mean, I like the food part, like finger foods all night long. I'm all about it.
You like a pig in a blanket? Are you into that?
Love a big enough like it. But yeah, no, other than that, I'm not good at it. So, but yeah, anyway, we're headed into all the holidays that seem to
Okay.
bump up against each other. And so it's a good time to talk about addiction and recovery, especially for those people who
Yes.
are earlier in the recovery trying to stay sober during the holidays, which is a challenge for sure.
Yes. So I think one thing,
Yes.
so sobriety is not using the substance.
Yep.
Recovery is the person who needed the substance, they are changing.
Mhm. And we're going to pause and just say there's a dramatic difference between the two.
Huge.
Yes. So if somebody says to you, I am sober,
Yes.
that just means that whatever substance they thought or admitted to overusing or abusing, they are no longer using. They are
Right.
taking a break from,
Right.
which is fine. We would never assume somebody is in recovery because they are stating they are sober from a substance because they are
Right.
such different. It's for me, it's like somebody saying, I think I'm depressed, and somebody else saying, I'm in therapy.
Yes.
Right? Like that's for me, that's like the total difference. Is somebody going, "Oh, I have anxiety," and they've self-diagnosed themselves with anxiety, which is fine, and they could very well be correct. And somebody else saying, "I've been seeing a therapist for a while for my anxiety."
Right.
That's the difference.
Yeah. So, and I think that's important to know because just using and knowing and being aware of the language like
Hmm.
helps you kind of navigate, right? Like
Hmm.
for me, if I'm at a party and Larry's like, I've been sober off the sauce, for me, as me,
Hmm.
I'm not participating a lot in that conversation, Larry, because like you want to talk recovery, I'll talk to you all day long. But if you want to talk sobriety, Larry, I ain't your girl. I ain't your
I
girl.
mean, good for you, Larry, and we hope you stick with that. But it's not
That's the
necessarily,
great first
yeah,
step, Larry.
yeah, yeah.
Great first step.
But in all honesty, and here's why, it's because when you work with clients who struggle with addiction, many of them have been sober
Mm-hmm.
tons of times in
Yep.
their life. And
Yep.
that's one of the things that you'll talk to people who are in recovery about is they'll be like, yeah, I thought I was fine because I was sober for so many different times. I would go off
Yes.
it for 30 days. I would go off it for 2 months here and there. We'd go away and I wouldn't have anything. I was sober, right? So sober is just, I took time off of the drug or the alcohol that I was on before or whatever
Yes.
substance I'm using. If I was smoking too much, I took time away from it. So sober is just basically some time away from the substance.
Yep.
Recovery is a whole different plan.
Yeah, I actually what I do, speaking of New Year's, for years, in my groups, we would do like, what's your word of the year? So I had somebody one year, they picked sobriety.
Mhm.
And they were in fact sober,
Mhm,
and they wanted nothing to do with outside support, any kind of 12-step program, any kind of like sober
mhm,
community, any of that. Um, and they relapsed,
mhm,
and they ended up back in my group.
mhm,
And that person, their word, they chose the next year was, in fact, recovery.
mhm.
And what I will tell you, because I still work with this person, and I hope they listen to the podcast, but that person just celebrated 10 years
Yay!
in recovery. And that person
I
is
hope you are listening and
very
congratulations.
much involved in outside
Mhm.
sports. And that is the part that absolutely changed. And that part,
Yes.
like 10 years.
Okay, sidebar
Yes.
to the meetings.
Okay.
Red flag for me as a therapist
Yes.
is if
Go.
one of the things that you tell me when we are working on sobriety and recovery is if I'm not going to go to meetings. I'm not going to go to A. I'm not going to go to NA. If you immediately start off with me that you're not going to do those things, that's a red flag for me.
It's a
Right?
red flag
Oh,
if we start by you telling me the shit you're not gonna
hmm,
do, there is not a whole lot of shit you are going to
right.
do. So if you lead with, "Here's what I'm not,"
Mhm. Yeah, it's a red flag immediately. And so
100%.
I start sparring right there. Like I pick
Mhm.
my first battle right there. I am very, very adamant about AA and NA. I have been adamant about my support for those organizations. It is hard to get me to agree that someone should not attend. And I'll be totally blankly honest about that because it's free in a time where we are complaining about how much everything costs. You can be in a room full of people who understand exactly how you feel, who have been able to be successful, get guidance, support. They will even take you out to coffee. You can have a one on one sponsor, like all for free. So for somebody to walk in and say, I'm not doing it already, I'm like, well, we've got a problem. Like there's a problem. There's a mental block somewhere about this. You have decided you are not those people. And so that is usually the first battle that I will
Right, and that
fight.
indicates you have not practiced
Correct.
acceptance,
That's
right?
what I mean.
So
If you come in saying that from guns blazing, I already think we are sober and not recovery.
yes. And I've long said you don't need to admit you're an alcoholic or an addict
Mhm,
to engage in treatment. You don't have to want to be here. You don't even have to like being here.
mhm,
What is required, at least from me, if someone's going to
mhm.
work with
Yeah.
me in that area, is like you need to have a level of willingness. And
Yes.
without that, and it could be this much, like you could be court ordered
Right.
here. That is fine.
Yes.
I have no problem with
Yes.
that. If you don't have willingness, I ain't your girl. And I will tell you that. I
Mhm.
have said many
Yes.
a time, like, I'm not going to get into a fight and die on a hill in front of a group. I've said to people, if that's not where you're at, the door is right there. Please feel
Yeah.
free to walk through because you're not going to waste everybody else's time.
Absolutely.
Like, not.
AA says the same thing. They just want the willingness or desire to be. You don't
It's
even
just the
have to be
desire to stop
sober.
drinking.
You could still be struggling and sitting in that seat. You could have
Right.
been hungover from the night before. They will
You can
welcome you with
want
open arms.
want to stop,
Mhm.
right? It's
Yes.
just having the desire. You don't
Yeah.
need a plan. You don't need to figure that out.
Yeah.
Like, you really don't. And the bottom line is this, like, if you had, stage 4 terminal cancer and someone told you that, the cure was in a church basement, where
Mhm.
might you find yourself?
Right.
Right.
Because if there is an answer, support, community, and it will help you with this thing you're struggling with. And it will help you honestly more than I will because I will only meet with you probably one time a week,
Mhm.
two times a week if you're like in need. But eventually, these people will see you every day, two, three times a day if necessary. Like you couldn't ask for more support
Mhm.
and a more beautiful organization. And if you come in with, I don't need that, I'm concerned. I have concerns, right? So it's red flag for me.
Yeah, and I will say, so one of the things is, like, how they are in, like, press or anything like that, and so the program is really, it's attraction, not
Hmm,
promotion,
hmm,
right? And that's kinda what we're saying, it's like, but if you go and ask anybody that has what you want
hmm,
and you say, "Yo, how did you get here?"
hmm.
I'd be hard pressed to find someone that
Mm-mm.
that does not include some
Yeah,
kind of 12-step
yeah.
program,
Mhm,
that they achieve that
mhm,
without. So one of the things I think that can happen at the holidays, and we talked about this a little bit in our last one, is people saying, "Why aren't you drinking?"
mhm.
Right. And one, you are not obligated to answer that.
Right.
Two, you can ask them, like, "I'm not asking you why you are. So I'd
Mhm,
appreciate if you don't ask me why I'm not." Right?
mhm.
Or if you are on a recovery journey and you feel like sharing with
And
that person,
yeah, if you're
but also
comfortable.
please know that if you are making those decisions and you're like, I don't want to have to tell everybody, like,
Mhm.
you are not obligated to do that
You are
at
not the poster
all.
child
No,
for
no one needs
recovery.
to answer. You don't have to be the one that answers all the questions for
Mhm.
people. You don't have to explain it to make everybody else more comfortable. Like, oh, so and so isn't drinking.
Right.
Have you seen? What do you think's going
Yep.
on there? I don't need to know what's going on
Right.
there. You will tell me when it is important and pertinent
Absolutely.
for me to know, I will find out.
But I think that's just that speaks to culturally how strong our drink culture is right now, right? Like
Yeah.
you should be drinking. If you're not drinking, there's got to be a problem or a
Something is
reason.
wrong.
Yeah.
How insane is that?
Yeah. I know. I
How
know.
insane is that?
I know.
Really, in reality, someone not drinking for whatever the reason is always a healthier choice.
Right.
Where are you gonna
Right.
convince me that that is cause for concern?
That is a little warped when you think about it. Like we're pausing to find out why you're not.
Yes. Yes.
That is a little bit warped
So
on
feel
that.
free to not answer that question
Right.
and not engage in dialogue if you don't want
Right.
to.
And if you need a mocktail, we did a whole episode
Mhm.
on mocktails that you can drink that look really cute.
I made a lovely one, all available at Trader Joe's. Remember I sent it to
Oh, you
you?
did that. That
Yeah.
looked fantastic.
It's so
But
delicious.
yeah, make yourself something to drink and be very comfortable keeping yourself however you need to, but you don't need to be the poster child for what's in your cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay. What other holiday tips?
So, I think we talked about this too with therapy, but we're going to hit it really hard with recovery as well. Don't get so busy during the holidays that you let your plans lapse in terms of your recovery. So, if you've
Mhm.
been hitting meetings on a consistent basis, you're meeting a therapist, you're doing group work,
Mhm.
any of those things, you're on new mental health medications that are also starting to help so that you don't feel like you need to medicate so much with other things. Keep those consistent through the holidays and make that a priority. And if you have to miss other things that because you need to keep those things in, keep those things in because the consistency of those plans. Holidays are so emotionally charged, and family can be such a triggering event for so many people
Mhm. Mhm.
that relapses often occur. And
Mhm.
so this is the time to really tighten up your recovery plans
Mhm.
and keep consistent with them.
Yeah, the other thing, I often tell people, or I've told people for years, is if you are going to an event, right? Because typically what we tell you to do is avoid people, places, and things that are triggering. And
Hmm.
we tell you to avoid those specific things, like a bar, for example,
Hmm.
right? If alcohol was your drug of choice, because there's going to be so many things that are triggering to you anyway that you cannot avoid.
Yeah.
Like maybe your children, your dog, your
Mhm.
spouse, your job, whatever.
Right.
So avoid the ones that you can. So a lot of times with the holidays, family is a trigger,
Hmm.
right? And you're like,
Yeah.
well, it's the holidays. I don't really want to avoid them, right?
Hmm.
And there's usually going to be drinking there where normally you're like, I would avoid places.
Right.
So I always encourage people to drive yourself.
Yes.
Drive yourself. Drive yourself so you can leave at any time. Or if you need to leave, go to a meeting, you can do a Zoom meeting in the car. You
Yep.
don't even have to turn
Yeah.
on your camera. You can like hit a meeting in the car, come back in, but give yourself an out and give
Yes.
yourself a space that is just for you.
Yeah. And if you have a family member or a friend who's going to be at these events who is a safe person for you,
Yep,
let
identify.
them know. Be like, listen,
Yep.
I'm coming. I'm a little anxious about how this is going to go. I'm going to leave if I start to get uncomfortable.
Mhm.
I'm going to tell you. And then, hey, could you just, help me out, support me in that? Let everybody know. Hey, he told me he was going to go. He's good. He came, he did his thing. Have that supportive person there, that safe person there.
Mhm.
That also makes it feel like I can get through that night.
And if you don't have a safe person at said event,
Hmm.
maybe you're going to like a holiday work party,
Oh,
which
yeah.
Lord take me now. No, you would not find my ass there. But let's say you're going. So there's something we call book ending. So that is whoever that support person is, right?
Hmm.
Like say it's your friend, your sponsor, whatever. It doesn't matter. But they're not going to be at this event. The book ending is that you check in with them.
Hmm. Before and
You
after.
check before and then you
Mhm.
check in with them after. And it keeps you accountable, right? That
Yeah.
like I'm going to this situation that's gonna like I'm gonna be activated. There's gonna be all kinds. I don't know what's gonna come of it. Maybe I'll be fine, maybe
Yeah.
I won't. But I know I have to check in with this
Yes.
person after. I once, this was like years and years ago, someone went to, I forget what it was. I think it was like over the holidays actually. And they were very nervous, very early in recovery, and they went to the event and felt like they were gonna
Hmm.
use. So they actually what they ended up doing, this is what they said, they drove to our office, and so
Hmm.
the office was closed, but they sat in the parking lot,
Mm.
and they said staring at the office building, knowing they had to come back in,
Hmm.
walk in there on Monday morning,
Right.
like, was enough, and I don't know how
Mhm.
long they stayed there. They stayed there for a decent amount of time, but just sitting there and having that, so they kinda gave their own
Yes.
bookend.
Yeah. Again, I'm going to plug NA and AA for this because
No promotion, no
your
promotion.
therapists are not open 24 hours, 7 days a week, right? Like we take
Mhm,
crisis calls and things like that, but we're also working regular jobs. Your sponsors are the most amazing tool.
mhm.
Um, when you're not feeling well and you text or call your sponsor, they respond. I mean, it's just, I can't say enough about the organization, obviously, but the tools and the support that you get is amazing.
Yeah, and
Um,
and I've had people that have had extended period of time in recovery, that have relapsed and some that have not relapsed. And, I always say, like, again, find someone that has a decent amount of
mhm,
sober time
mhm,
and ask them what was part of that.
yeah,
And you will be hard pressed to find someone that says this was no part of it.
right.
Because even where you go to treatment, like 12-step
Huh?
involvement and
Yes, it's
engagement
there.
is heavily
Yeah,
a part of it.
yeah.
So,
So,
and that's also, we're also sharing this information for family members. If you have a family member that's
mhm,
struggling with addiction, so that you're aware, right, of what is indicative outside of me saying, "What are you doing? Where have you
right.
been? Let's take a
You need to
drug
get some
test." Like,
help.
I'm not doing that, right?
Mhm.
But you will be able to tell based on the language and things that people are saying if
Yes,
they are recovery oriented or not.
right.
And that also helps you kind of decide, how much energy do I want to give this, right?
Mhm.
Like, if Uncle
Yeah,
Larry is like, I'm on my sixth DUI, but like, we're sober
we're
today. And
so
I'm like, "You been to any meetings, Larry? Like, what's helping you?" "No, no." Well, I'm probably, for my own self, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time with Uncle Larry,
yeah, wishing
right?
you
I'm
luck, Uncle
not.
Larry.
I'm not. Right. But
Right,
Larry, you want to come to me and you're like, "Yo, do you know of any meetings?" Like, I
right,
got you. I
right.
got you.
I can't drive because 'cause I'm on my 60 UI. Can you drive me to a meeting? Uncle
Got
Larry,
you.
I got you.
Yes.
Yes, let's look at my little
No, I'm
app
not
here.
driving you to Wawa though to meet your friend Bo. I'm not doing that.
Not dropping you off at the bar.
No, I'm not doing that, Larry.
Larry.
So this is also helpful for families, and also
Yeah,
families, knowing that there are 12-step programs for people that have had parents, that have
mhm,
had
yeah,
loved ones, spouses, family members. It doesn't matter. There's also programs for you that
yes,
operate in the same way.
yeah. One of the questions I get a lot of times for people who are trying to support somebody in their family who is newly sober or recovering is, what do we do? Do we not have alcohol? Do we have alcohol? How do we support? And that's a very individual decision. And the person in recovery often is anxious that you are worried about that. And so
Yes.
they don't want to be the spectacle. They don't want to be talked about a great deal. They love that you're trying to support them, but oftentimes they just want to be like, I'm just trying to get through the night. Like do what you guys do. Alcohol at an event can be triggering. However, it is something that we work through in therapy and we work through in meetings. That is to be expected. That's going to happen. What we talked about earlier, what we talked about in another episode as well, is we can just not make every conversation about the drinking. We don't have to worry about who needs their next cup and what's in your cup and what do you've got going on and oh, we have this over here and who needs a new drink. It's just we could make the conversation be bigger than
Hmm.
the drinking or the use, right? And that person can then engage in the conversation because we're talking about other things. So it's making it less of a focal point. I mean, obviously don't offer them alcoholic beverages, but they need to know they can engage in things outside of the topic of alcohol.
Hmm. And I think, like, we got to stop being the host that's like, "Can I get you the drink?" Because then in front of everybody, you're
You got
like,
to say no.
"I'll
Yeah.
have a tab,
Mhm.
please."
Yeah.
Like, don't do that. And do keep them separate.
Yeah.
Like, keep it separate where it's like, water and soda is right here, and
Right.
this and this and this, and let people know where it is, and they are free to get it
Right. But if
themselves.
you don't, if you're not understanding us honing in on that so much because you think, oh, it's not that big of a deal if you ask me, even women who are early in their pregnancies worry about this, right?
Correct.
They're like, but the minute that I get there, they're going to ask me what I want to drink, and when I say no, I'm going to have to. They're going to know something's up.
Correct.
Why would they like? That is
Label it,
how.
have a cooler, let people know where it
Right.
is, provide cups so people can pour whatever they
Yep.
want in their cup, and let it go. Do
Yes.
not walk around and think you're the hostess with the mostest, because, like, what do you do? I
Yes.
got you. What do you need?
It's so funny you said that. So years ago, just because addiction runs in my family, and so we had this conversation too about, how do we decentralize the whole, what do you need to drink? What can I get you? So we decided we were going to have a drink table and it was going to be off to the side and it was going to be, out in the open so that there was nothing, but we weren't going to hand people, we weren't going to refill drinks. Like this is where it's going to be. And if those people want to partake, there you go. And if you don't, that's no big deal.
Right?
And
Boundary. How much do I want to
yes,
participate? I can
yeah,
decide my own
it's gonna be
participation.
over there and it won't and it we picked a place, you've been to our house, so it's like off in the kitchen on the side against a wall, so that it wasn't really out. It's not the first thing you see. It's
Hmm.
not everything that you see. It's not on the kitchen table. And so but yeah, so there are some things you can do that just decentralizes it and still allows other people to drink and you can entertain however you want. but it just, again, decentralizes that whole conversation.
Mhm. And I will say, people that are like, "Should I drink around them? Should I not?" I think that is, like, totally subjective.
Yeah.
And what I will say is, and it's kind of a fine line. So you wanna think about, like, what is supportive to this person is if that's my intention. But also, please know that, like, if you are drinking and that triggers someone else, that ultimately belongs to them.
Yes.
That is not on you.
You
You
did
did
not
not
send
cause a
somebody else. Yeah,
relapse.
you
Like,
did
that is
not send
not
somebody else into a relapse
that's
because
not
you
what
decided
happened.
to sit next to them at the holiday table and have a glass of wine. Like,
Yeah,
that's
right.
that's not on you.
Right. And if you're like, "Oh, I should," that's codependent behavior.
Mhm.
Like, we ain't here
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
We ain't here for that.
Just be supportive as best you
As
can,
best you
and
can
that's
with
it.
what you got.
Yeah.
Like, you do you
Yeah.
and let them do them.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because 'Cause we're all just trying to survive the holidays.
It's hard. I have so many people that are like, "I just want it to be January." Like,
Yes.
I just want it to be like,
Yes.
"Dang, those holidays, glad they're over."
Yeah. That went quick, and I'm so glad. Yeah,
Yeah,
I hear
yeah,
you.
it's
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
Any other, last minute tips for
Um,
navigating recovery
in the
during
holidays,
the holiday?
mm You know what? Anybody who is thinking as people do, and we're going to do an episode at some point in the future, maybe after the holiday, we'll do like a new year, new you thing. But anybody who's thinking about taking this on this year and the
Mhm.
next year, right?
Yep.
You think you need to like drink a little less, or you think you smoke too much, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know, examine that. Take a look at it, and
Yeah.
just give yourself a challenge. Like if I am thinking in my head that maybe something is in excess, that self awareness, that little part of your brain that's
Awareness,
peeking through,
acceptance,
yes,
change.
that part of your like I think we've said this before, but I don't believe in gut instinct. I believe your brain has found the answer and is trying to tell you, and we just decide whether we want to listen to it or not.
We ready.
And if your brain is going, I think I drink too much. I think I smoke a little too much. I think I should probably calm down a little bit. Do you need to go into the next year saying I'm an alcoholic? No. But do you want to be in a place in your life where you're like, I could challenge myself to look at that, right? I could
Mhm.
if it's in my brain that I need to calm down a little bit, my challenge is going to be, can I calm down a little bit? If I can't, I got to really accept that.
Mhm.
So just if it's in the back of your mind, if you're thinking about it this year, I don't know, don't avoid it.
Yeah.
Like just challenge it and see where it goes.
See where it
See where
goes.
it goes.
But we got you. We're here to support you. We're here to help you on
Yeah.
your
Shoot
journey.
us any addiction questions cuz
Got you.
we
We
are
got you
we
covered.
are your girls.
And listen, nearly normies, we hope the holidays or whatever you need them to be.
Yep.
If they need to be sunny, let them be sunny. If they need to be sad, let them be sad. If they need to be quick, be quick.
Mhm.
Whatever you need them to be, we hope that that is what happens for you.
Yes.
Until next time, stay nearly normal.